This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Domain.com. Welcome everybody to this episode of Techno Buffalo. So you can see there's something a little bit more inviting, a little bit more personal here because I wanted to take a quick look at a handful of launchers. I know you guys ask all the time, what are you guys using? What's the deal? Lately, I've been switching, obviously I switched through phones a lot, and lately I've been trying a few new launchers, and I found myself going back to an old favorite, but I wanted to just kind of share with you guys a few of the cool features in the launchers that I'm kind of all about these days. So, I'm going to try and keep this one short. Let's get right into it. Right over here. First things first, Google Now Launcher. I'm not a huge fan of Google Now Launcher just because it doesn't give you a whole lot of customization options, but having Google Now right here is just so nice and so convenient, and I do miss that when I'm on other launchers. Now, Google Now does something really cool that I did not realize that it did. When I set up the 6P and when I've set up the 5X before, I logged in and it synced all my apps. I did not realize that it would also be syncing my home screen layout on Google Now Launcher. And it even went so far as to put icons on my display. It's already done now already, obviously, but they put icons on my display that were gray, showing me that there were apps being downloaded still as placeholders for my home screen. So I thought that was really cool. Now, other thing Google Now has is, of course, the app drawer behaves as it does in the new Marshmallow. Not a lot of control over what goes where, though, obviously. So let's take a quick second. We'll switch over here to one of my favorite not newer, but new to me launchers, Action Launcher. It's been around for a while. It's by this guy, Chris Lacey. He does an app called TweetLanes as well. I fall in love with Action Launcher more and more every time I use it, but it's still got a handful of things that are a little bit rough around the edges for me. So let's talk about Action Launcher and see what's cool about it. Now, you'll see up here at the top, it's yellow. Super cool. I love this. This is the quick bar. You'll also see there's no app drawer here. That's because you've got a quick selection drawer here that you can zap through in terms of the alphabet, which I also find super convenient. But this quick bar up at the top, it behaves like your Google search bar, of course, but it also does a handful more things. You'll see that it's yellow. That's because it actually changes color depending on the background. So I've got this background here of Chandra Nalaar from Oath of the Gatewatch from Magic, and it'll take that and it'll kind of average out the colors and then select a color for your quick bar that'll match the background, which I think is really cool. It's a nice little subtle small thing, but I really appreciate it. Now, you might also notice there's not a lot going on in the way of icons on my home screen. Right here, you'll see there's only 4. That's crazy if you know me at all. I have a lot of stuff that I like to keep accessible really quickly. Now, you'll see one just popped open. One thing that Action Launcher does that I adore is you can create these things called covers, where since Instagram is usually what I'll open up when I open up that folder, you can put on Instagram right on top. If you want access to the rest of the folder, swipe up on it and then there's the rest of your stuff, which I really like and really appreciate. The other thing that uses the same gesture is over here on Destiny. You'll see there's a little icon down there on the corner. If you swipe up on it, oh, no, not that one. If you swipe up on Destiny, you'll see, we'll do it really quick. I'm trying to do this backwards. You'll see this is a shutter. A shutter is just the icon, and if you swipe up on it, it'll show you the widget for that actual app. Now, Action Launcher's still, like I said, got a few things rough around the edges that I think could be a little bit better. You see some icons getting cut off here. I've got 7 icons in the dock, some stuff like that. But I really have enjoyed using it, and I really hope that it keeps seeing, you know, some weird little buggy things like this. It doesn't seem to be liking the import that I did. So there's some weird stuff like that, but beyond that, it's still a very customizable launcher, and I really enjoy it quite a bit. Now, last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about Nova Launcher, which is probably my favorite launcher to date, and it is for a lot of reasons. Lets you do a lot of stuff. Action Launcher does a few of these things too, but Nova is just so powerful and so customizable. So you'll see I still have four folders over here, but you know, slightly less stuff in them. No shutters, no covers like you get in Action Launcher. So I do miss that. But what I really like is the ability to have so many gestures and so much customization. 2-finger swipes up, that's for your Nova settings. I love that. Let's go back to the home screen. Let's say always for Nova Launcher because I use it all the time. 2 fingers down, I have set to the Play Store to check for updates or go grab something really quickly, of course. Has universal OK Google. OK Google. There it is, support. And now you guys are also going to have OK Google going off on your phones, which is super exciting. Nova Launcher has been my launcher of choice for a very, very long time, and they really don't let me down. You've got a ton of customization options in terms of your grid size inside of the folder, so you see I can make that a little bit bigger. And they even go so far as to normalize all of the app icons for Google Standard in case a developer has made them too big or too small, which I really, really appreciate. Nova Launcher is one of those things that I can't go into too deeply here for fear of running too long, but do yourself a favor. Go check out both of these third-party launchers. They're both fantastic. They both have paid options if you want to support the developer, which I absolutely do whenever possible. But go check them out. They're on the Play Store. They're really, really cool. Let me know what you guys are using for your home screens. I would love to see if there's any kind of like weirder home screens out there that I haven't tried out yet. I'm looking forward to trying out Microsoft Aero, which is the new home screen that they've launched as well. Again, let us know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Be kind to one another, and I'll catch you in the next video. All right, time for your domain inspiration. That's right. This week we've got one of my favorite ideas that I have not yet executed on. Help me with my.tattoo. Very popular website, or at least it's going to be, for people who need help getting rid of their crappy tattoos. It's a crowdfunding site. You can chip in and look at some photos of some terrible tattoos. If you have a terrible tattoo, you know how bad that might be. Next up, Your Casa es mi.casa. You can start a very popular in Spanish-speaking countries Airbnb clone, but there's a lot less safety measures involved. There you go. You're the next Steve Jobs. You can register both of those domains at domain.com, and you know what? You can save 20% off of that order as well using the code TECHNOBUFFALO. And you know what? If you're thinking about domains, which I imagine you are right now, you better be thinking domain.com.